The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Money's coming to me.
CNBC has learned that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, in a speech at 11 o'clock this morning, will call for a global minimum corporate tax.
Yes. To get that, we got two different stories going. Yellen says, no, we need a minimum tax, global minimum tax. And she contacted other countries, saying, gee, would you please lower your taxes? We're going to lower ours. Of course, they laughed at her. So she's trying to lower the taxes because she understands the damage that's going to happen to all of us when you raise corporate taxes. But of course, Biden lied. And he told everybody, look, let's not worry. He was asked, will higher taxes drive corporations from this country? Here's what he said.
We need it. Are you afraid that a higher tax will drive corporations from the country?
Not at all. Look, the tax, because there's no evidence of that.
There's no evidence of corporations leaving this country to go to other countries because of higher taxes. No evidence. Let me tell you, the guy is such a liar. If he's lying about water, here, remember what he said about water in the new Georgia law, voting law?
They passed a law saying you can't provide water for people standing in line while they're waiting to vote.
That's a bold-faced lie. Biden and CNN got together and they peddled a lie to everybody. That you can't have water waiting in line to vote in Georgia. That's not how it works. It is only prohibited if it's a political activist. Okay? They want to prevent political activists, and this law has been everywhere. They don't want these political activists going into line while you're waiting to vote and try to influence your vote by talking to you, giving you food and drink. That's exactly what happened in November. So that's all. Anybody else can give you water. You can bring water. Anybody can give you water, except it's prohibited that a political activist who's trying to talk to you, convince you of his candidate or whatever candidate while you walk into the booth. Lying is everywhere with this guy Biden. Doesn't know how to tell the truth. It's unbelievable. Now, the big lie, he said, oh, no, don't worry about corporate tax rates. It's not going to do anything. Corporations aren't going to leave the country. Really? Another bold-faced lie. Now, just think about this. An American company, let's say that earns $1 billion, they would save if they paid $350 billion in taxes, one company, let's say, moves to Ireland, and they're paying $350 billion in tax here, okay? They would save $125 million. $125 million. If they had to pay $350 billion, they don't pay $350 billion in Ireland. They have to pay that here. They pay $125 million, not the $350 billion. Ireland, corporate tax rate is 12.5% compared to ours now, 28%. Now, who's already moved? I'll just give you a handful. I could be here all day. Pfizer. They moved over to Ireland. Here, Burger Chain, the burger chain, they moved to Canada. They were saving $27 million. So $27 million. They moved quickly. Budweiser moved to Belgium, saving $87 million in taxes. Nestle, which is owned by Purina, saved $3 billion in taxes going to Switzerland. McDermott went to Panama, saved $67 million. You know, Humor Ice Cream? Another one. They saved all kinds of tax money. Frigidaires, another one. I mean, you go on and on. But Biden sits there and lies and says, I won't worry about it. That's not the truth. People don't leave. No, that's not the truth. Really, it is the truth. God. I mean, he's just like all politicians. They sit there and they just lie. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then they tell you, higher taxes, okay, won't hurt anybody that makes less than $400,000. A total lie with that. Higher taxes never hurt the rich or the large corporations because money is mobile. They'll move. They have tax accountants, the best in the world, finding this loophole and that loophole, and then they go back to Congress and pay off Pelosi or another congressperson to pass some loophole. But millions of small businesses, the backbone of our country. Remember, think about this. The backbone of this country is small and medium-sized business. That's the backbone of this country. You take small business from this country, you got nothing. I don't care about 3M. I could care less about big companies like that, or Apple, or Microsoft. They don't create the jobs. All the jobs are created by small and medium-sized businesses, and they create the companies like Cisco. Do you remember when Cisco first started? Cisco was buying small companies. I mean, 10 a week, 15 a week. That's how they expanded. Because the small companies, they're good at what they do. They got the patents. They're fast. They're not small little companies, not bogged down, okay, with all kinds of administration and rules, regulations. They get in there, they create stuff. So it's easier for Cisco to go buy a company, a startup, instead of going and trying to design something and go get a patent. They'll go in and buy a company that's already got all the patents. It's unbelievable. But higher taxes never hurt the rich or the large company. Always hurts the small company and the medium-sized company and the people who work for those small and medium-sized companies. It's unbelievable. I mean, just think about it. An increase in fuel prices, an increase in materials. It's all passed on to consumers. It's all passed on to consumers. What do you mean that if you're going to raise the taxes on a large company, even a small company, it's not going to be passed on to the consumer? When every increase in fuel, look at gasoline, it's been passed on to you. Look at housing materials, just to build a house. Materials went up last year, I think, like $17,000 a house, just for a regular-sized house. It was passed on to the consumer. What do you think, the builder ate it? Oh, I'm going to build you a house, and by the way, don't worry about it. I'm going to eat the $17,000 in the material costs. Biden's a liar. And here's another example. Feed for livestock. Okay, increases due to demand. That cost increase is added to the price of a gallon of milk. So if you got to feed these milk cows and all of a sudden the prices go up, that cost is added to the price of a gallon of milk or a pound of cheese. When gas prices more than double, causing the transportation costs of milk and cheese to double, those costs are built into the price. The worst thing you do is raise taxes in a bad economy. And when taxes are raised on the businesses, especially small businesses, that either produce, transport, or sell the milk and the cheese, those costs will equally show up in the price of the product. Business simply do not absorb increased costs. It's always passed along. So for them to say higher taxes won't affect anyone who makes less than $400,000 is a bold-faced lie. And the big thing that affects you is your loss of a job. That's right. Or from full-time to part-time. More when we come back, take a look at some good stuff.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
I think the underlying premise for tech stocks, though, is still very good, right?
No, it isn't very good for big tech stocks. Because when you're driving the 10-year Treasury yield up, that means everything gets more expensive. The last thing you want to do is be in big tech stocks when the 10-year Treasury yield is going up. That's crazy. Now, today, what we're seeing is a rally. We're up 382 points. And I warned my gang this morning. I said last week, you're going to see a rotation again. If you remember last week, everybody got out of tech. Or last 2 weeks, everybody got out of big tech. Get out of big tech. And they went into the stocks like Pepsi and Coke and Kellogg's and Clorox. They got out of Netflix and went to Pepsi. So they got out of cyclicals and went to non-cyclicals, which are defensive stocks like Pepsi, Coke, Clorox, and all that. And I said, but I don't like those stocks. We can buy a couple, but I don't like them because they're not loyal. The minute they rotate back to the big tech, the minute you get a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing, jumping back in these big tech things, they're going to be millionaires. They've been watching the market for 13 years and they haven't gotten in it. Now they're all going to jump in because they think Apple's on sale and Netflix is on sale. They're all going to jump in. They have no idea what they're doing. Then as soon as they do that, there's no loyalty. Not with Pepsi, Coke, Clorox. They all jump out of those. And that's what we're starting to see today. Matter of fact, for a while today, we saw them both going up. Because there's a problem right now. The problem is with this uncertainty with the tax bill. This is the big problem. They don't know what it's going to do. And then, of course, they got the bill for infrastructure. And part of that, they're saying they're going to do separate bills, and they're going to say they're going to do one bill. So they don't know. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and what we're seeing today is speculators jumping back in to tech stock. Now, if you take, for example, Coke. Last week, when Coke turned green at $50, and then she ran up to $54 or $55, and then you had stocks like Pepsi, same thing. Okay, from $134 up to $145, which is probably about an 8% gain. And you had Kellogg's, okay, went from I think it was around $58 up to $65. So that's 12%. So they're going up, but at the same time, you had Netflix going down 12%. You had Amazon. You had all these stocks going down. Now today, they're reversing and starting to go back up. So, and you're seeing Microsoft really take off today and make a new high. The ones that you want to buy, if you're going to buy these tech stocks, don't buy the ones that have what we call overhang. In other words, the previous high, the year high, new yearly high was on Microsoft, and that was around $245. When Microsoft breaks above that 245, that's when you buy it, and then you put a stop underneath the 245. So Microsoft is right now at $248.90. So you buy Microsoft, $248.90, but you put your stop underneath today's low, let's say around 243. You protect yourself, because it doesn't mean it's going to stay. See, that's the problem. This is all speculation right now. It's all speculation. And if you know what you're doing, you can make money. It's like the stock market. The stock market, if you look at the stock market, the thing that happens with the market, people just, they panic. If you look at, we had the market, if you look at 1929, the market dropped 24%. People panicked. Took a decade for that economy to recover. 1987, Remember Black Monday? Market dropped 22%. Took 2 years to recover. 2002, the dot-com crash. That was a big one. Dropped 76%. Took 15 years to regain that September 10 high. And you go back to 2000, go to 2008. I should have done that one first. 2008, the market dropped 50%. Took a couple years for it to go back to be stronger. In 2020, we had the COVID crash. But it made a historic recovery, the fastest recovery ever. But what's the one thing they have in common, all of these crashes? Panic. That's what causes the crash. The crash becomes bigger from the panic than it does what caused the crash. So if it caused the crash because of subprime loans, it wasn't the subprime loans that caused the severity of the crash. What highlighted it or heightened the crash was the panic. People panic. The same kind of panic. Remember how everybody panicked? They couldn't, with this COVID thing, everybody's panicking. I can't get toilet paper. I can't get paper towels. People panicked. They're doing anything to get paper towels and toilet paper. Remember that panic? The panic set in. It's the same thing with stocks. Panic sets in. But why does panic set in? Because panic sets in because you have no control. And why is it that 99.9% of you have no control? Because you don't have any idea what you're doing. You're depending on someone else. You don't have any idea when to get out of the market. And that's the biggest problem. And when all of a sudden you get the crash, you panic. And here's the other thing that's the problem. Not only do you panic and accelerates the crash, then you're so panicked you get out of the market. Instead, you can buy these stocks at a discount price. If you control your emotion because you know what you're doing, not only do you make money when the market goes down, you don't have to panic because you're going to get out of the market before it crashes. Now get this, you're going to get out of the market way before it crashes. You're going to be in control. And then when you get these stocks that are down 50, 60%, and you're in control, you buy those stocks. It's the panic that screws you up. And some of you don't even get in stocks. You jump in those stupid bonds. How'd that work out for you?
Information on this show, go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership. Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So today, what happened is, the tech stocks, which is speculative, the big tech, everybody jumped into those today based on the fake Business News Network pumping out there the strong bounce in U.S. job growth that we had last month. Now, and they're looking now for a swift economic recovery, which they're not going to have. Now, but it shouldn't matter to you if they're going to have an economic recovery or not. What do you care? As long as you know when to get in the stock and when to get out of the stock. And that's the big problem you have. The biggest one, you don't know when to get out. So the Dow runs up 370 points. Everybody jumping in these big tech stocks again, don't know what they're doing. All because we had an increase of 916,000 jobs in March, the highest since August 2020. But wait a minute. We still have 42% of the people that got laid off aren't back at work yet. And the jobs that came in are all lousy jobs. They're low-paying waitress jobs, bartender jobs, those kind of service jobs. These aren't good-paying jobs. These aren't jobs, and a lot of these jobs are part-time, and a lot of these jobs don't pay benefits. Are you kidding? So they're lying to you about how great this is. You got at least a minimum, okay, of 10 million still unemployed. That's 4.3 million more than a year ago before this thing started, the pandemic started. Most of the jobs that are coming back are all hospitality. They're opening up all the restaurants. It's the same thing when they're talking about the economic growth. It's going to be 7%, 10%. Wait a minute. Sure, of course it's going to be in the beginning because you're coming from such a low area. It's so low. I did an illustration on my Friday YouTube channel where I had a guy go up a ladder, 20-foot ladder. He stands there, he lets a basketball drop. And the first time it hits, it comes almost all the way up. Then it drops again. Then it comes up less. Then it drops again. Then it comes up even less and even less and even less till it dribbles down to nothing. That's what's going to happen. These guys are lying to you. Yes, we're going to have a 10%, 7% GDP growth because if all of a sudden you have 5,000 restaurants closed and they open all up at the same time, of course you're going to have a whole bunch of people going back to work. But remember, the economic growth under Obama, and they said, oh, he was the greatest president ever. Nothing like Obama. Boy, he built so many jobs. When he was the only president in history that couldn't hit a 3% GDP growth, the only president, he's the only one, couldn't hit a GDP growth of 3%, but they parade him around like he's a saint, that he had the best economy ever. Then Trump didn't even hit 3%, and they paraded him around, okay, as the best ever. And he was at 2.9%. Oh, he and Obama are almost even, but either one of them even hit 3%. They didn't have great economies. Now you're saying we still have 10, 15 million people that aren't back to work who lost their job through this pandemic. They're still out of work, and you're telling us the people who are coming back, those are all low-paying, terrible service jobs, and you're telling us the economy is going to go up 10%, but it can't sustain itself. I mean, doesn't that make sense? How can it go to 10% and sustain 10% when you take 8 years before it, we couldn't even get to 3%, and they were calling that great economies. How do you get to 10, 12%, 15% GDP growth when Obama and Trump, who declared the best economies ever, the best presidents ever, couldn't get to 3%, for God's sakes? Because nobody's considering where we're coming from. You're coming from this terrible low. It's just like when they say during earnings season, boy, the stock beat just by 1 penny. By 1 penny. I always ask, well, where'd the penny go? Where'd the penny go? Who's got the penny? They set the standard so low that they always beat the stock. Have you ever heard an earnings come out? Oh, we missed earnings. What, maybe 1 out of 1,000 companies they missed earnings? Earnings projection? It's all fake. It's all financially engineered. But here's the idea. It shouldn't matter to you if the market's financially engineered. You should be consistently making money when the market goes up and consistently making money when the market goes down. Because what do you have to eliminate? What is common in all these crashes? 1929, 1987, 2002, 2008, 2020, panic. And you panic because you have no confidence. You have no one telling you what to do. You have no confidence in what to do. And when the market starts crashing, you panic. Well, how do you get rid of that panic? Like anything else. If you're in control. If I was flying in a helicopter with you and I let it go and let control, you would panic. You would panic. Because you have no control of the helicopter. You don't know what the hell you're doing. It's the same thing with the stock market. You have no control of the market. You don't know what you're doing because you're listening to these morons. That's what you're listening to, morons. So the idea is once you get control, and how do you get control? Not depending on anyone. Every time the market closes, it crashes, you can't even get a hold of your broker, right? And then when you finally get a hold of your broker, what does he say to you? He tells you everything's great, right? Everything's great. Enjoy life.
you're fine. You don't pay attention to the value of your house every day. Don't pay attention to your portfolio every day.
Yeah, they tell you, don't pay attention. Just stay in. Keep buying, they tell you, right? So look, whether you're in a stock or a mutual fund, as long as you have control, that means, here's the good thing, that you should know in advance that something's wrong with the market. So you start taking your money out. You take every one of these crashes, except for 1929, even going back to 1987. In January 1987, my father started to pull money out of the market in 1987, started short. But all these markets, we knew when these were going to crash. I told you the pandemic, I told you that was going to crash in January 2018. So as long as you follow the money, that's where you're going to get confidence from. Once you get control and you can anticipate a market, something's wrong, you should start taking money out. And what do you identify? You identify money is coming out of the market by the big institutions. And you can see that, whether you're in an individual stock or an ETF. If you're in a mutual fund, you also can see that. We even have a new product for that, where it tells you, you get an alert. If you're in a mutual fund, whether it's in your 401k or you just have individual mutual funds, you'll know that there's a problem. You better start pulling money out. We have a mutual fund watch list, number one. And then we have even multi-year back testing of the fund performance that you have. You always get an alert, and it'll be posted. If something's wrong, call to action. It's an alert that says, call to action. You're emailed, your text, these notifications for action, call to action. So that means you know, okay, something's up, I'm going to start taking money out. If you're in a mutual fund, we designed a program to make sure all these poor people who are in mutual funds, you always get caught. You always get caught. How did it feel when you had your mutual fund in 2008 or 1987 or 2002? How about recently, 2020, March, when the market went down 32% and you had a mutual fund or a 401k with a mutual fund? How'd you feel? What did you feel? Sheer panic. And here's the problem about panic. I'll explain when I get back. A big problem about panic.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days, philsgang.com. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to my Phil's Gang. Listen, you know how many people are going to lose money today because they don't know what they're doing? All they heard is the market's up 393 points. Everybody's jumping back into big tech stocks. And then you hear from all the fake business news networks how great it is. Everybody's going back into big tech. When last week they're telling you get out of big tech. Now they're telling you get back into big tech. You shouldn't have to care. You don't listen to anybody. You follow your chart. You follow the money. So, example. Let me ask you a question. Big tech day today. Would you buy today Facebook? Or would you buy today Apple? Which one would you buy? Most would say Apple. Well, you're dead wrong. The last thing you should be buying today. Because Apple is $125.70. I'll round it off, $125. For it to make a new high, it has to get up to $145. That means between $125 and $145. That's called all overhang. That's called overhang. You have hundreds and hundreds and thousands and millions of people selling that stock, and you got to chew up through that. Why would you do that? That's called resistance. You got to have a hell of a lot of buyers to break up through that. You need institutions coming here buying that stock. Instead, you go and you buy Facebook. Why is that? Because Facebook is making a new high today, a new yearly high. That's the one you buy. There is no resistance. There's no sellers above 308. And then you also can put a stop right under 288. So you know exactly what your risk is. What would you buy today? Let's see. Would you buy a stock like AMC? I don't think so. Why would I buy AMC? Are you nuts? I wouldn't buy AMC. Or I wouldn't even buy Amazon. Would I buy Amazon, or am I better off buying Google? I'm better off buying Google because Google broke out to a new yearly high. Those are called power stocks. I guide my members every day. We buy power stocks. Why would I want to sit there and buy AMC or buy Apple or buy, where I have to fight my way up? Or why would I buy, I don't know, give you another one. Why would I buy BABA, okay? Why would I buy that? It's at $224. I got to get that up to $280 before it makes a new high. I wouldn't buy that. Let's buy something that's already made a new high. The other thing, if you're in a 401k or in your mutual fund, just a mutual fund, you have no idea what you're doing. You're at the mercy of people who are worse than used car dealers. You're in one of the worst products ever, 401ks or a mutual fund by itself. They're just gangsters. You know that. Look at what you're paying for fees. It's outrageous. But all you want to know is, should I be getting in the stock, in this mutual fund, or out? In the mutual fund, we now have, for the first time, brand new, a tracker. And you can have it for 30 days free and just test it. It tells you on the tracker, any mutual fund you have, it tells you on the tracker when you should be buying, or you should be selling, or you get a warning. You get an alert. It'll be posted. The alert will tell you, hey, action's got to be taken. Something's going on. You just don't sit there. Does anybody ever notify you when you're in your mutual fund? Hey, you better add to your stocks. It's a good time to add to your mutual fund. Or do they ever tell you, hey, we better get out. Time to take action. You could lose money on this thing, especially if you're going into a crash. See, that's all you want to know. And here's the big thing. Panic is what sets in. Just like in March 2020, panic set in. And all you people in mutual funds or stocks, you're getting killed. Panic sets in, and that creates a panic. Instead, if you have control, knowing at any given time when you should be in a stock, buying more of it, or getting out of it, reducing your position, the big thing for the crash is when you're in control, you know exactly what's going to happen. And the market starts to crash. Not only will you know before it's crashing, but you got time to set your position up so you can make money as it crashes. But here's the better part. You also, because you're not panicking and you're using your head, you get to participate in a gold mine. What's that? Stocks that are down 60, 70%. Some of the best names are down 60, 70%. But you're so panicked because you got panicked all the way down while your stocks crashed. You didn't know what to do, where you could have turned around and made money in a stock that you could short. You can't short mutual funds. But you certainly know when to get out of a mutual fund, and it alerts you and tells you. And here it is. It shows you right on the chart. Here's where you get out. You better get out. And the thing is, at least you got out. You got your money in your hand. And now when those stocks drop 65, those mutual funds drop, or you're going to be sitting there and you're going to have cash, and you know exactly when to go in and buy. Or a stock, you know exactly, just like we did. We went in and bought all the casinos. Not all, but we bought a couple casinos. We bought cruise line stocks. We bought airline stocks. Nobody wanted those in March when those were collapsed, when we had the crash in March. The first thing we started to buy was oil, and those went up about 50, 60%. And then we bought airlines, and we bought airlines, we bought cruise lines, oil, cruise lines, Vegas, that's right. We bought casinos. Something else we bought. Oil, cruise lines, airlines, something else. Another one we bought. But that's how you make money. But wait a minute. But you're going to have total control. So while the market's going up today, whether you're in an individual stock or an ETF, if you have my Pro 2, you're going to know exactly, okay, time to get out, time to take money off. Or time to put money back and add to your position. You always know when to get in and when to go. If you don't, all you have to do is go to our video. Every day we take our portfolio. If you take my 5 stocks, we've been in these 5 stocks, my portfolio, for 4 years. The same 5 stocks. And every day we tell you exactly what to do. We post at 2 o'clock the 5 stocks and tell you what to do. And even more, we have another portfolio of mostly ETFs. And we tell you exactly every day what to do. Here, give you an example. I'll give you, and here's one of the stocks we had. One of our working investors, Lowe's. Now listen to this, Steve. Every day at 2 o'clock, post what to do on each one of our stocks that are in our portfolio, or that's an ETF. Here's a stock, Lowe.
And Lowe's we're going to go ahead and hold this position long. And
so he goes on and tells you what to do and how much stock to put on or take off. See, that's the thing. It's just if once you get in control and you're not panicked anymore, you can think. So as long as you're panicking, you'll make money because you'll see when money is coming out. And by the way, if you're in a mutual fund, we notify you and tell you, you got to take action. That mutual fund is in danger. That mutual fund is going to collapse. Try it for 30 days. It's free, for heaven's sakes. And if you are in stocks, the Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you every time. The color tells you, hey, the institutions are pulling money out, so you better pull some money out. Or the institutions are putting money into steel. Look at the steel stocks last week, or for 2 weeks. We've been putting money into steel stocks. Nobody wanted those. We caught them perfect. We put money into steel stocks because our color-coded chart showed us the big institutions, the big hedge funds were putting money into steel stocks. And one of those stocks, STLD, did fantastic. So again, you won't, as long as you got to stay away from that panic mode. That's the problem. And the only reason you get panicked is you don't have control. You have no control. And the worst thing you do is you listen to the fake business news network for that control. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's like asking Al Capone, should you go to church? I mean, give me a break. What are you, nuts? So once you get that control, that means you're in control of your money. You're managing your money yourself. But you got to have that control. Now, you're going to tell me your broker gives you that control, you have faith, or you listen to CNBC, or you listen to Fox Business, and you feel great that you think you got control over your stock listening to those morons? Anyways, check it out. Go to my site tonight, philsgang.com, where you get for 30 days free the mutual fund tracker, and you get 10 days free the Pro 2 color-coded chart. And they work so easy. You'll sell yourself. Join my gang. You get it free. I mean, for 10 days, you get the free gang membership, and you get the color-coded chart. And 30 days, you get the tracker.
Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.